I expect him to rely a lot on the junglers, and I expect him to be very aggressive early, try and set up kills. The top lane, that's more or less the farm phase lane, so they have to focus elsewhere. The bot lane could be a potential one with the Lantern from Jerry onto a no mobility Sonar and try and shut her down early if Mr. Rallis and Mixer go for the early push and trying to pressure the turret early.
The final game of the night underway. Supa Hot Crew as the blue team and Millenium as the red. And Millenium, well, they were famed for doing this. They did it a number of times over in Brazil, and Mr. Rallis may well get caught out straight away. Is anybody going to flash engage? No, Jerry was far too far away from that one.
It was actually very smart by Mr. Rallis to run out in the river, because normally you stay in the bush and wait, and then Fresh can try like a blind hook. If he managed to hit you, you're pretty much dead, or at least forced to use a flash. This time he just went straight out. He knew he would be there before Millenium, and he spotted him coming in.
And looking at the two teams, who do we see? A level 1 fight, if they were to go 5v5, because think back to Brazil, think back to Sao Paulo, think how Millenium got caught out pretty heavily by the team reading them, knowing exactly what they were going to do, and all face checking that bush.
Yeah, the only CC on Millenium side would be the hook from Jerry, but then he doesn't really provide any damage from there. You can see Kevin facing Impaler.
Oh, and he's going to catch on towards Kevin. Kevin's going to take a lot of damage before he gets that turret. He won't go down, I don't feel, from this one, but you can see lots of damage done to him. He's going to back to tower.
Yeah, well, again, back to the level 1 part. None of the teams really have a great invade setup. However, I like the fact that Supa Crew has a bit more damage level 1, especially Sona actually provides quite a lot of damage if she has stacked up her power cord while waiting in the bush.
Cleaver being thrown out, not quite landing. Gerber, he's picked himself up a Crystalline Flask instead of a Doran's Ring in that mid lane. It does look like Impaler, who was standing around that red buff, will be starting off on the blue with the help from Mima, and no lane changes coming around from either side.
Now we will have to see if Millenium can actually punish moves now that they ban away 3 of his champions, or at least 2 of them, and the Morgana. Because Kurt really has to win this lane, even though he's against Orianna, which is generally the very safe pick. He also picked up a Baryon move, so he really don't want to risk dying.
Okay, let's talk about this bottom lane pairing, because Mr. Rallis and Mixer have been getting a lot of first bloods early on. Who's going to hit level 2, in which case, who's going to go for that kill?
I mean, Supa Crew, they don't want to go for this. They're going to get the early level 2, but they just want to keep shoving the lane. You can't really go all in at level 2 with a Sonar and a Caitlyn. You don't have any CC to bring. So they just want to do this. Constantly shut down the lane, and if they can get the wave to hit the turret while Kraton is still level 1, it's very hard for him to actually see it.
They're actually getting very good poke early on there. They seem to be Kraton standing, taking that Pilt over Peacemaker full on in the face.
And this forces Aranea to at least pay some attention to the bot lane. He doesn't have to necessarily gank it, but at least show himself down there, make Supa Crew back off, so, you know, the bot lane for Millenium can get some farm back.
Well, it is Aranea that always goes looking for those kills, and Impaler, we'll see whether he reacts to them. Millenium do clear out that wave and push it back on. We are seeing both junglers in the bottom half of the map right now.
And he is moving down. There's no Lantern on Jerry yet, so he has to rely on the fact that he can safeguard to one of them and then start it from there. Impaler's actually moving away from the bot lane, so he won't be able to help if a gank should happen.
So Millenium, will they manage to go for this one? You can see they're starting to push the lane out, and I think, honestly, Supa Hot Crew might read this one a little bit early, because suddenly Millenium being aggressive here, Aranea already backing away.
Yeah, they expected it. Also the fact that Jerry started moving a little bit forward, he didn't try and stay back. So they kind of figured he's nearby, they didn't push the wave. They might actually just start doing it again now and force Aranea to come down again and constantly be annoying.
Keep him pressured maybe in that jungle. Mima in this top lane, you can see he's shoving Kevin in towards the turret, but Kevin's not really going to have too many problems on Warwick. He can farm on the tower pretty easily.
Yeah, and he's going to actually get a lot of CS right here, because Mundo can't pressure him enough to stop him from CSing on the tower. That's why you need like a Renekton to constantly be around them. This is just a farm lane.
A farm lane, it's a farm lane. Kevin slightly edging out. This middle lane, no Moops up against Curb. Orianna versus LeBlanc. It's a lane we've actually started seeing more of in 2014 season. Yeah,
because LeBlanc became this popular pick. A lot of the assassin type players like Bjergsen and Hein NA, they love to play it, and they've really shown how much you can do with it. And it also means it opens up for the Orianna the safe version against this LeBlanc. We do actually see Curb being very aggressive and having a small CS lead here in the start. Impaler is closing in from the side though.
LeBlanc is a very tricky champion to close down, but again, that ward giving vision straight away, and thinking of maybe putting a burst on Impaler himself there, which is why he backed off.
And Aranea he's lurking around his top lane, but he doesn't have a red buff, so they won't be able to do anything to Mima. And as you said yourself, spotted out by a ward from Impaler's side, nothing really happening. Both are just gonna go back to farming. If Impaler can hit an early level 6, he can do a very nice surprise gank.
Okay, so we've seen the Mundo and Warwick before in this top lane. how does this stand when it comes to team fights? We know what Mundo's going to do. He's just going to be walking around this big tank. He's going to have Spirit Facade, Sunfire, Cape, health coming out his backside. Whereas Kevin's going to be slightly different, but he's just going to be lifestealing. Is it going to be the pain? Is he going to focus Mr. Rales? What's he going to go with his, I can never remember the name of it, Infinite Duress?
Yep, exactly. Well, basically, with the Warwick, you have the ability to single out a target, have LeBlanc following with him, and pop this target. And at the same time, if you do manage to, you know, win the fight, the chase potential of Warwick with his, is it called Bloodlust? Whatever it is, Bloodhunt?
Yep.
To constantly chase after Super Hot Crew and try and get more kills. And what also Warwick brings, and it's actually something people forget, he gives attack speed to the entire team if they are around him when he pops his W.
See how it works out for them as it is. Not a great deal of aggression coming out. Looks like J-Ree may well try and come down and force something on towards Super Hot Crew. Here comes Aranea, the Lantern's thrown out. They are going to go for Mixer. Does flash away very nicely, but he's going to get closed in. It should be First Blood. Who will take it? It will be Creaton that finally gets it out.
And just as we talked about, Super Hot Crew was pushing up the lane, constantly being a pain for Millenium. They had to call Aranea to come down. This time there was a Lantern on J-Ree, so it's a very easy gank to set up. And there's so low mobility on Sona, you can't really do anything once Fresh walks in your face.
Moops getting bursted once again by Kerb in this mid lane, keeping the pressure on him. So, Millenium get First Blood. Will they follow it through? This is something they've done quite often. It works out very well. They have very good early game, but they tend to get a little overconfident, and it is Aranea that tends to go for it. Impaler's going to go face to face with Kevin, sees him out there, doesn't fancy it. That
was so good. He actually spotted out Kevin because he was level 6, moving for the gank. Aranea was on the other side of the Wraith. They could have collapsed the 3 people onto moves, and therefore trying to, you know, get Kirby even more rolling. He's actually already winning the lane by himself, CS-wise. That's very impressive. Or maybe also a little bit Moops not playing too well so far.
Aranea spending a lot of time in this mid lane, trying to get this gank on towards Moops. Maybe it's Kurt making the calls, maybe suggesting it, but we see this bottom lane. Now that Millenium have got that First Blood down here, they're starting to be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, and Super Hot Crew has to be very careful because there's no flash on Mixer, so if Aranea should be there again, or even if Mixer should be caught by Hook himself, he doesn't really have any chance of escaping if it goes wrong.
LeBlanc making a move down to bottom, but instead it's just warding out that red buff. Moops will be picking up the blue. Going to be gifted across towards him, which means he will be able to keep Kerp at bay for a little bit longer, who himself hasn't actually got the blue buff yet.
No, he hasn't picked it up yet. Aranea started his red buff and then he moved all the way down, so he could be in the bot lane as fast as possible early game. Impaler will hit level 6 though when he picks up his own red buff, and then we can actually really start seeing the ganks, and we can see how well Aranea actually reads him. If he's nearby when the Grand Skyfall comes in, he can maybe turn it around, especially in this mid lane where Kirby is looking very strong so far.
That single award that was placed by Millenium, and of course the one by Aranea, just giving all that vision. They know that he's on red buff, they know the rotation, they know that Moops is sticking around in the middle. So all the information given across. Kevin taking a look towards the blue buff. It is already gone, buddy. You're too slow on that one.
It is still a very nice ward versus Pantheon, because, you know, you don't really want to ward just in the river, because he's going to jump across it. So with this ward right here, you might be able to spot Impaler doing a long Grand Skyfall into his lane, and it's actually making him a bit more safe.
I will help the crowd. You pointed towards the blue buff ward.
Yeah.
Pointing towards something on the screen doesn't help the hundreds of thousands that are watching. But it's good that you do that. As it stands, Grand Skyfall is available now on Impaler, but he has no help down here, which means he's just going to clear out, make sure the wave doesn't get taken by the tower.
And first item by Kerb, full-on aggression, needlessly large rod. He's just going to go straight in the face of whoever is coming close to him. If he gets the early DFG, he can really start setting up kills, and we actually see him moving towards the top lane.
Yeah, and there's no ward coverage here. Mima may well get caught out by this one. Has got his ultimate available, but you see the Infected Cleaver landing. That's going to be the Infinite Dress. The burst down. He's just a stagnant target, and Mima will drop from this one. Or will he? He's going to try and get away. The blood hunt from Kevin. He should get the burst down. He's onto the tower. Is it going to be no Grand Skyfall's coming out from Impaler? But he's already gone down. It's just simple defensive duties now for Impaler.
And a nice roam coming from Kerb. He does it every single game. If he wins his lane, he will make plays everywhere else. And the nice thing about this one, the stun from Warwick came in where Mundo was actually on the right side of the creeps. So he could hit the chain from LeBlanc without having to dodge around these creeps everywhere.
And of course, we see Aranea immediately setting up, defending the lane, making sure the farm doesn't go to waste, keeping all the advantages. The teamwork that you see from these LCS teams is always top-notch. And at the moment in the lane phase, it's going Millenium's way.
Yeah, and this is what Millenium does every single game. Oh, Hook coming in on Rales.
Hook onto Mr. Rales. Oh, Crescendo completely missed. Actually, I think he caught Creaton as he managed to dodge out the way. Mr. Rales trying to turn around. Great Piltover Peacemaker there, and turning the pressure back onto Millenium.
Yeah, the ultimate from Mixa just caught Creaton and actually prevented anything from happening. Instead, Super Hot Crew actually won this trade. They don't have the ultimate now though. If there should be a potential dragon fight or a fight in the bot lane, Solana is going to be rather weak.
Millenium looking to try and make plays, safeguard on towards a ward there, but Aranea is going to get caught out. He kicks his Mixer. Mixer in trouble, no flash available. As he has, can he get out of it? Instead, it's going to be Aranea. Focus, no! They've let him go! Because in comes Kevin. Kevin teleporting in, Impaler's in trouble. Shockwave getting pulled by moves, but it's not going to be enough to save him down. Impaler drops down. Kevin going to get focused on Mr. Raleigh, trying to kite him around the tower. Has he got the damage on Kevin? No! He just gets baited into it, and J-Re picks up a kill. Now Moops is in trouble. Mima joins way too late in this fight.
Way too late with the teleport from Mima. Had he come down earlier, he could have prevented some of these kills from happening. Instead, Millenium just pick up so many kills, and now Mima might even be caught out.
Mima in trouble. Oh, the Death Center's not going to land, but J-Re is sticking around, finally backing off, and that bottom lane creating a lot of plays. 3-0-1 Creaton.
And now, talking back to the communication part, there was no ultimate on Sonar, so they called Aranea to come down to start the fight, and Mixa went the completely wrong way around, got caught out, just died pretty much for free, and then everything started because a great teleport from Kevin came down, and he could just chase it up. I'm not sure why Mima didn't follow him with teleport.
Paler's been late to the fight. Last time around he played Vanthgon, he was countering so nicely, but this time around he was just too late. That Grand Skyfall is available, but not a great deal that he can do with that anymore. Spectral Cloud picked up by Mima in that top lane, who was really redundant in that fight, finally chugs his way up there, and again, ward being placed by Aranea on that blue buff, ready for it when it spawns.
They want to fight for it, especially because Curb is so strong in the mid lane. He's more or less able to pop anyone at this point. So if they can set up a 3v3 scenario here, where Warwick picks a target with his ultimate, and then Curb goes straight on it, they can take the blue buff and, you know, keep the dominance going. Millenium, they're so good in the early game, and if it wasn't them, I would actually say, you know, they can snowball this game, but we have seen them throw these leads before.
I like your confidence in Millenium.
I don't have it yet.
We don't have it yet. Oh, Death Center's been missed up from J-Re, a good poke back and forward. We do see Impaler, but look at that. That ward that was placed deep, like you said earlier on. We saw Kevin doing exactly the same. They have full vision of him, so they know Grand Skyfall's available, which is why you see them playing so cautious in the lane.
Yeah, Millenium really shows they know how to play with Pantheon and against Pantheon. They're constantly making sure he can't do anything. He's actually going in now.
Grand Skyfall crescendo onto Creaton. The stamp's going to land on him, but he manages to take the blind ladder away straight away. Blind ladder, I don't even know where that come from. Lantern is the word I was after. A blind ladder, maybe. But we see, countering, the moment he was away, Aranea comes in, steals the blue.
Yeah, and Curb wasn't even there, so he just went in for it himself. Curb instead roamed to the bot lane. He might catch out Impaler.
Impaler's going to get caught, burst down towards him. Oh, look how much damage Curb just does. And Impaler gets popped. Now Mr. Rale's in trouble. This is all going Pete Tong for Super Hot Crew. It is going to be Creaton picking on towards Mixer. There's another kill. Creaton gets it.
And this seriously couldn't go any worse for Super Hot Crew. No matter what they're doing, Millenium is there to punish them. You have a 13 minutes DFG LeBlanc, instantly one-shotting your tank. Millenium, if they keep up this pressure and keep taking these kills, the buffs from Super Hot Crew, there's no way they can actually get back in the game.
Big objectives being picked up by Millenium here. Great start from them. 8-1 up in kills. Dragon going down. Tower being pressured on the bottom. Creaton's just keeping their waves, pushing it towards it. Doesn't want to take the tower down yet because they're doing so damn well in that lane. 4-0-3 now, Creaton.
Yeah, there's no reason for Millenium to break the laning phase. If they can keep all the turrets up and just stay like this and just roam around, they can just keep picking up the kills. If they do take down the bot turret, they have to, you know, rotate somewhere else. And that's not what they want, especially with this combo.
Zero impact from Impaler here. Walks past the ward in middle. Aranea says, thank you very much. I'm going to take your red away now. So he's taking the blue and the red from Super Hot Crew's jungle.
And I love this way of playing from Aranea. This is what we need to see. He's really stepping up. He's constantly making sure that Impaler is getting nothing. No buffs. And he's been doing the ganks as well. He did do the early game gank. They gave them the kill they needed. And then 4-0-3 on Creaton. He just said, thank you very much. I'm just going to take it from here.
Now we're on to the blue buff, which is going to be given across the curb. Pretty sure on that one. Super Hot Crew, well, they have to make some plays now, don't they? Because they've fallen so far behind. 4,000 gold, 14 minutes in. It doesn't sound a big number, but it's a giant number at this margin of the game.
It is huge. They need the next Grand Skyfall from Impaler to give them a kill or a tower. They need some sort of reward. Or Millenium can just keep doing this over and over again. They're stronger in every lane, every single lane so far. And if there should be a fight, Super Crazy pretty much have to outplay them at this point.
Yeah, and just look how cautious they're being in that bottom lane now. The moment they saw the duo pairing of J.Re and Kraton, they completely stepped away. In fact, they're completely leaving the lane. They're heading off towards the middle. Yeah,
they're going to go here and maybe try and pressure somewhere else. But against Curb, he's going to try and pop Mr. Rales instantly as you see him. He's level 8.
Well, Moops too far away from that one. Curb easily reading that. He's got his flash, and you know, LeBlanc is so mobile anyway. They're going to maybe see if they can look at that. They're going to use this is a desperation place. They're trying to take him low and push to the lane, but it's so easy to spot.
Yeah, and you know, J.Re already moved, makes a recall, so there's only 3 people mid, and they don't really do anything with this other than saying we can't actually stay bot lane at this point. If we stay bot lane, we will die 2v2 or to a gank, so we have to do something else. And right now, they're just doing nothing. They're getting no CS on the Cade lane and no levels either.
Oh, that death sentence dangerously close to Moops' foot there, nearly pulled him back in. No, that's trying to give Mr. Rales everything. He's having to jungle now.
Yeah, jungle Cade lane actually. No, he's gonna rotate to the top lane. They just try the next lane now. Didn't work in mid lane. Let's go top, see if we can pressure down this Warwick. Millenium should be able to take somewhere else, especially in the bot lane.
And we should explain this, because you can see down the bottom lane, if we take a quick... Oh, I tell you what, Impaler's going to find Kerp, but he's already had a problem with that one before, realizing the damage burst that could come out of Kerp. He's not too worried at the moment, looking towards that blue buff, instead he's going to come across. But what I was about to focus on is that bottom lane. The problem with this bottom lane is that they were freezing it, and Supa Crew can do nothing about it. Mix is dead.
Yeah, he's pretty much dead. Popped. Moves, he might actually try and close in on this one, but Curb should still be able to almost 1v2, and J.Re is there as well with the Lantern. But as you talk about the bot lane, when they were freezing it, it's simply saying, if you get just close to any CS right here, we're gonna try and land a hook with J.Re and just instantly kill you, because our AD carry is so strong compared to yours.
And they're just leaving Kraton. He's now having his wicked way with the bottom lane. He's got that Bloodthirst, he's got the Sheen, he's building up all the damage he wants, taking towers for free.
Yeah, and we see the Grand Skyfall coming in.
Is it going to land on towards Curb? Curb just walks away, does manage to get stunned up. Oh, and look at the speed he's got. Takes the Lantern. Thank you very much, J.Re.
They might, no, not even a minion wave in mid lane. They can't pressure this. Arne is top lane now. If Kevin goes on to Mr. Rales, he's going to have a very hard time surviving.
Well, we do see Impaler heading up there, but of course, Grand Skyfall was just used out. Ward placement coming out from Kevin. No worries there. Kevin has just been untouched in his top lane. Infinite duress on towards Mr. Rales. That's going to kick in towards him. The kick actually taking him to the tower. Great crescendo coming out, but Kevin goes through. He's like roadkill on the tower there, and now Mixer putting pressure on him. Kevin just walks away, no problem.
There's really nothing Mixer can do. He did land his ultimate. Impaler wasn't nearby. It's been the story of Impaler this game. He's always been on the back foot. He didn't have his ultimate because he tried to use it in mid lane. So instead, Millenium picks up another kill. And right now for Super Hot Crew, things are just looking so hard, and they can't even stay in the lanes.
They're trying to create something, anything, but it's just not working for them. Blue buff is going to get picked up, not even going to be able to smite that one away, Impaler. It didn't have available, so there's no chance of that. And Kurt hanging around thinking, oh, I've burst him before, I'd love to take another support, get myself a free kill.
Look at Curb's items, he's almost having a death cap completed. We had 18 minutes, he's almost having a death cap and a DFG. That is one shot to everything.
Impaler. Oh dear, Impaler. Oh dear, Impaler. It got blocked by his passive, but I think he's going to go down. Oh, the shockwave turn around! Is it going to be enough? Moop's going to try chasing Nilsson, flashes onto it, feels it, yes, he gets it! Well, something for nothing at least.
And actually, this is what they need. Millenium, they're known to be overconfident. If they can manage to get some free kills here and get maybe back in the game from Super Hot Crew's side, Moops is actually doing fairly well. This kill really helped him as well. If he can get some items and actually land a good shockwave in a team fight, they might be able to come back. It is still looking very hard, and Millenium really have to lose this game by themselves.
They may well do that, they've done it before.
The TP coming in behind.
Oh, going to be a flash on towards him, puts the box down, shocking up Mima on that tower. Look at J.Re, they've got to realise the fact that he's on that turret. Moops taken so low now. Kevin trying to work him out. J.Re will go down, but Moops is going to follow. Now Mima's going to be the next focus coming in. At the bottom, it's going to be Kratos focusing towards him. Doesn't manage to get the damage down. The culling coming out, it's going to wipe out the minions. Kevin can tank this tower for days, and it's going to be Kratos getting yet another kill. 5-0-3 now.
And the barrier actually gave Moops a kill. He was able to survive long enough to pick up the kill on J.Re. Again, this is what they need. Millenium quickly counter engages and they can take this turret.
Now they're going to go in towards Impaler. Aronair tanking out too much damage maybe. Heartseeker trying to keep him at bay, but again Mixer's going to get focused on. Oh, that kick would have landed. I'm pretty sure Aronair would have followed.
And Curb is here, coming to the party from the side. He's not spotted by a ward. Will he try and go again on Impaler?
Oh, Impaler, you are in all sorts of trouble so often so far in this game, but it is going to be the Dragon that Millenium focus on. Kerp is not done yet. He's still in that mid lane. He's looking for kills.
And he will just keep trying. Will he build? No, he doesn't really have anything to go in with, except for his ultimate, certain death. He decides to just let the Dragon go, wisely enough. Can he get this red buff though, or will he? No, but yeah, he can. Millenium actually packs off, for once.
For once. For once they get themselves a buff. Blue buff will go across the Kerp. He's going to continue on his merry way. Rabadon's death cap almost completely sorcerer shoes. Doesn't even need them. He's just popping people for fun right now. And of course, this is something we've seen with LeBlancs in the past. And, you know, considering we kind of wasn't sure on the LeBlanc picks in the first 2 weeks, it didn't really work out very well in Europe. Of course, we've seen it working well in North America, but, you know, the mid laners are not as good there. So as it is in Europe, it's not quite working out. Fuck with that one.
Right, I'm just gonna say that the Blanc for me is a very safe pick. You can take it if you actually feel you can win the lane, and then you can just have so much impact. That's also why they love, you know, we see it so much in NA where Bjergsen is just dominating everything. He's doing it on the Blanc most of the time.
Well, RNA is going to be taking that red buff, looking for the kills. Kerp still lingering. See, he's just trying to stay in the blind spot, just around the corner so he can get some of that burst down, putting those wards in that mid lane, but nobody really falling for it anymore. And
when he actually recalls, he will be able to pick up this death cap and start working towards maybe a void staff, just to even more damage. Generally, the entire team of Millenium, except for Aeonir, is going, you know, very damage route right now, because they are ahead and they want to keep snowballing it. The question for me though is, can Millenium actually hold on to this lead?
Well, it's a question we've always wondered many times. There's a question against Roccat. Crescendo completely misses for a mixer there, whiffed it totally, and now they focus Shockwave on towards RNA and Jay Reed. Ace in the holes coming through. Jay Reed's taken low from this one. Impaler maybe able to land a spear on towards him, but no, Safeguard comes back in. Mima gets taken low. Kevin goes in and turns the lock in towards him, but he gets taken down nicely. Good to stun from Impaler there. Creator though with the Colin coming out. He's just massacring the team. Now he's going to get focused on. Impaler gets locked in there. That's going to be a great death sentence coming out. Now they're going to focus on towards Moose. Moose is going to have to run away from this one. It's a messy fight from both teams and a 2-for-2 trade.
But respect to Supa crew for actually going even in this fight. They managed to pick up an early kill. Very good shockwave by Moves. They chased it on a little bit too far and Kerp came in. He actually used his whole combo on Mimar at first and didn't kill him. That's why he couldn't really do anything until his cooldowns were ready again. He popped in and then he got the kills he needed.
Millenium, we mentioned how many times they've gone a little too aggressive, and great game dissonance coming out, but that will be the turret. Kerp just trying to use his Mimic there to just try and bait something from Moops.
And the guy that was targeted by all the bans from Millenium is actually the one who has to really step up from Super Hot Crew. He's 3-1 and 2, he's almost completing his death cap, and he's actually having quite a lot of damage. If he can keep going like this, Super Hot Crew actually have a chance in the fight.
As it stands, Super Hot Crew trying their best to get themselves back into this one.
We have to touch a little bit on the fact that hard engaging from Super Hot Crew is very hard against this team. Very mobile Millenium. We saw before the flash ulti coming in from Mixer, dashed away by Kraton and jumped away by Kerp. So it's going to be very hard for them to actually hit anything, especially also because Aeonir can do the same. He can like dash to a ward.
It is going to be the Super Hot Crew this time around picking that blue buff up for Moops. That's important. He needs that. Kevin's going to take that top lane turret. One more swipe of his claw will do that. And they will back away. But Millenium, they're looking for kills. Impaler's going to get found. He's going to get kicked. He's going to get punted. It's going to be Kerp coming in. And once again, destruction from Millenium.
Yeah, but do you see actually in the
Oh, wow. What are you doing, Mr. Rales? Out of position, trying to create anything, trying to get some farm that Kraton and J-Ree just find him easily.
Yeah, just when Super Hot Crew actually had a good team fight, they just do two things so wrong. First of all, Impaler stays around just to throw a spear in the face of Aeonir, even though there's a risk of Kerp being nearby, has to give up his life. Mr. Rales, he had to shove up the ball lane to try and get some farm, and he just got caught out of position.
Kick on Mixer, Lee Sin-Go, he had so many wards placed out there. Pretty making sure they get that full vision. It was put down a minute ago. Kraton now down in this bottom lane. It's J-Ree that's tanking out that turret. They're going to take this inner turret down, no problem, I doubt that. For Millenium, that takes it 5-0 in turrets.
And look what Millenium is doing right now. They're scared of team fighting, so they just spread out on the entire map, and they keep Kerp in the mid lane, and then he can roam towards bot now. See J-Ree with the hook.
Flash death sentence on Mixer straight away. He does get the crescendo out at the end, but it's not going to get him a kill. Or will it? No! Sidestep, Mr. Rales, infinite duress. Mr. Rales runs away. Impaler's just trying to dash away from that one, and it is going to be Kevin again, taking all those tower hits. Millenium just creating everything they can against Super Hot Crew.
Yeah, just as we talked about, they want to spread out Super Hot Crew and then try and make a pick, especially with this LeBlanc and also an amazing flash hook coming in from Jerry, setting everything up. They do have to back up though. They can't really push on this Orianna at the moment.
At the moment, it seems that Millenium are just in control of this game. 18-5 in kills, and I just want to quantify talking about these mid laners because, ladies and gentlemen, Bjergsen is European. I don't care if he's in North America right now. He's still a European player. We're keeping him.
He's still my little Bjergsen.
He's your little Bjergsen.
My little Bjergsen.
You've said different words to Bjergsen, I believe, on camera in the past. We won't go to that right now, though.
Definitely not. I do. I really like Bjergsen. I'm very happy he's doing well in NA, and I wish the best for him.
But back to this game, Millenium are just totally dominating right now. Super Hot Crew, we've talked about before how they do well in the early game and then they manage to turn the game. This is probably another situation. I don't think we've ever seen them come back from a dangerous situation like this.
No, we haven't really seen them as a team pile up and make the comeback. But so far, they're actually doing the right thing. They're just constantly farming away like they should be doing. Millenium, I have a weird feeling right now that they're actually scared of trying to do too much. That's why they want to make these picks and then set something up. We haven't even seen them trying to get vision control of the Baron area. That's actually Super Hot Crew who's having the wards there. So Millenium right now, just waiting out a little bit, maybe waiting for a few key items on a certain champions.
So let's talk about this impact that Warwick's had in this game, because he's got a 100% win rate so far, looking like it's going to stay that way. This is the 3 of 3 now win rate for Warwick. Is this really a champion we're going to have to start looking at? Because again, Infinite Dress on Mima. Mima tanking out the turret, quite a lot of damage coming towards him, but nobody else really going to follow this up. Oh, that's as I say that. Millenium dash up that mid lane.
Oh, he's teleporting.
Oh, he's teleporting. Yeah. He's gone.
Nice. Warwick, I like him very much versus Dr. Mundo because it's this farm lane and you have to teleport. They are starting the Baron though, and there's a ward on it. Will Super Hot Crew react to this?
Well, Kraton trying to tank it out. Aranea is going to come in. They realize the rest of Super Hot Crew are going to have to come in for it. Are they going to be able to do anything about it? Crescendo's available. Flash is available. Can they get closed in the right time? Curb's taking pretty low on damage here. The rest of Super Hot Crew don't come in. Millenium, oh, Lee Syndrome kicks in for Aranea. He goes deep on this one. Kicks Mixer in towards that. Mixer not able to do anything. Crescendo was not even used. Aranea goes down. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Curb comes back around. Mr. Rales trying to kite him out. Uh-oh, that's trouble for Mr. Rales. He gets popped by Curb. Back and forth action, but it's another 2-for-1, and Kevin continuing to put pressure on Super Hot Crew.
Again, kind of messy fight. Mixer got caught by the kick from Lee Sin and into a hook, and he just died from there. Oh, Jerry actually been caught out.
Jerry does get the death sentence down. The shockwave was used, but just not enough damage, even on the support.
Again, if you're so far ahead in gold as Millenium are right now, you need to be able to win this fight, more convincingly. Right now, they don't really do too much other than try and pick 1 or 2 kills, and then we go back to the same mode. Oh, they're going in!
Oh, Infinite Duress, that's going to be a hoops down. Completely caught out once again. We talked about how this Warwick can play a part, and the moment he locks up, that's basically a dead even stun that everybody's just going to pounce on.
Yeah, and right as I'm saying, they don't really do anything. They boom, flash, stun, and they go in for this one. And this is what you can do with this Warwick LeBlanc combo. Always single out a target and just go for it. And you also have the Lee Sin to actually kick someone into you. So you have a lot of options of picking out champs. It's what they're doing now. I'm being a little bit too harsh on them, I feel. I kind of want to see them actually close out a game and show they know how to, win games.
But we're only at the 28-minute mark now. Let's not get carried away with this one. They like to take it long.
Yes, but we are at such a huge gold lead at the 28 mark. That's what we need to keep in mind. They have every option of setting up kills, and they just need to do it and constantly, keep Super Hot Crew on the back foot.
Cast your mind back to that 7 Wolves game in Brazil. It was with the Baron, 20,000 gold ahead, and they made a good attempt to throw in a game. It was not good for Millenium, and maybe that will start flickering in their mind if some of these plays start to go askew.
Yeah, it's definitely something they're actually thinking about. It's maybe why they're being, again, a little bit careful, because you really don't want to give away, you don't want to give away this lead. And they want to show to everyone, because Aranea was talking about in the interview before in the games, that we want to show we know how to close games. So that's really what they want to, we can see here.
Not Super Hot Crew rushing into this one, but they're walking through a wave of pink wards, and Millenium have full vision. They are a little bit spread out, though. We can see Kraton now just coming back, and let's talk about Kraton. 906, Trinity Force, Bloodthirster, Banshee's Veil, and Last Whisper already on him.
Yeah, he's so strong. We've been talking about Curb, how he can take out a target, but Curb coming from side.
Curb's going to go in. It's actually Impaler. He caught on, not the burst that he was looking for, and he was really after Mixer.
Anyhow, Kraton, if there should be an extended fight, he's going to do so much damage. And Mr. Rales, he can't compete with it right now, and he's not supposed to.
Baron being started off again. This time around, Millenium looking to peel off once again, I feel. We do see the Super Hot crew coming in. It's going to be Mima. Look at the damage on him. That is the tankiest member of the Super Hot crew going down like a minion.
And he got caught off guard. The rest of the Super Hot coming.
Oh no, Mixer getting caught out there. Does pull out the crescendo, but it's too little too late. That's a double kill now for Creaton. He's focusing in. Shockwave only capsing on Kurt. Moves in all sorts of trouble. He's going to have another triple kill now for Creaton. Can he go for the quadra? They're going to keep on chasing. No. Bat sportsmanship. Oh, another hook comes out. Brilliant play from Jerry. That's a quadra kill. This game is over.
This has to be the end. Finally there, Millenium gets the fight they need, and they just pick up kill after kill. Great individual play coming in as well. You know, flash hooks, and Curb always coming from the side, setting something up. Millenium is finally showing how to close a game.
Well, they're not going to close it yet. They're going to take down an inhibitor turret. They're going to take down the inhibitor as well, but the respawn's now coming in because we are only at the 30-minute mark. Super Hot crew respawning, but they are really up against it now. 25 kills to 6. 16,000 gold behind. They have got 3 turrets. That's something, but they're just in trouble. And it's going to be Millenium taking the inner on the top lane.
And the Baron didn't even go down, so they can go back to this one, try and bait Super Hot crew out again. You see Mima, he might want to close in on this.
Well, they're going to try and chase. It's a 4v5 situation if the rest of Super Hot crew were with them, but they're not. And Kerp is just going to move back in. Oh, I tell you what. Moops has to be careful here because Kerp is dangerous.
And Kerp just wants someone to show down in the bot lane or nearby.
Mr. Morales not going to land his combo. Not quite going to get it in there. They're going to try and chase on towards him. Ace in the hole will take him low. Have they got enough? They're going to get Grand Skyfall. Kerp could go down here. They're going to get the stun. No, they're not. Because Kerp just says, see ya.
Mixer's coming in though from the side. He has a lot of move speed right now. Doesn't decide to go for it.
No.
Kerp gets
walks away. 6-1-7 Kerp, and honestly is just stomping anywhere he goes, but 13-0-6 on Creator.
Right, here's 2 options for Super Hot crew. Either we want to go out and try and fight for this Baron and try and stop it and, you know, pick the fight we want, or give them the Baron, wait in the base, just constantly wave clear, and then try and punish a mistake from Millenium. If they do manage to pick up this Baron though, which they will fairly uncontested, they just have every option to win this game now.
Well, Baron being starting off by one Millenium once again, but again, not really focusing on it, and they've no reason to go for Baron, honestly. They don't need it right now. They've been shoving through, but Baron buff, it's always a bonus.
Yeah, and when it's this easy to pick it up, the only thing that can go wrong is actually Pantheon trying to jump in and steal it, but he has no vision, so he has to guess. And if he actually manages to steal this, it's going to be steal of the year.
Well, blind man drop is a possibility. Joey doesn't manage to land that death sentence. It will be the Baron picked up without contestation from Super Hot crew.
Right. Now we have to give credit to Millenium. They are actually snowballing this game and they are doing everything right. So, like, now, they're actually doing what they should be doing. Got the Baron, got the kills they needed, and Creaton is just being an absolute beast on his
honestly, but despite obviously Kerp creating plays himself, I feel it's actually Kevin, every time he uses Infinite Duress, he's getting on the right targets. He's going for moves, he's going for Mr. Morales. Impaler's obviously also been a call, but the moment, it's basically a stagnant target. It's an easy kill.
It's an easy kill, and Kevin is so good right now at targeting or finding these easy kills. Also, his teleports early in the game really help him set up some kills.
Mima just getting caught, he gets beaten down. It's a good defensive ball shield coming out from Moops now, but a Kerp goes aggressive. And Mixer, well, he went down before he got a chance to breathe, gets himself a second. This is all over for Super Hot crew. Millenium really have played this game very well.
Yeah, and Kerp, he's actually been able to do this pretty much through the entire game. He got such a good start, he got an early DFG, and just started picking up targets. And there's nothing worse than playing support against that.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Millenium do get themselves more kills on the board. Creator now 14-0-7 as they finish out this game. The Nexus going down. Millenium finish the day with a win. And the Super Hot crew, well, there is no dream. They cannot get 3-0. They're back to losing ways.